Welcome to Insane Friends Wednesday night. Thank you all for being here.
Hi, how you doing? What's
Hey,
up?
We'd like to introduce you to our new guest tonight. It's Ronnie from Southern Food.
Let me ask, is it true that bacon is a Southern condiment?
It's pretty close. And you mentioned bacon. I was in Pigeon Forge over the weekend, and I bought this. I've been looking for one of these, but it's a little canister you put beside your stove, and it has like a little filter built in on top, and you pour your bacon grease in there to save it to cook with. Liquid gold.
I remember that. I remember her canister for bacon grease.
Hello, Camaro time. It's good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Ronnie is with us from Southern Food Junkie.
How y'all doing?
Sorry we're late. We had technical difficulties. It was our fault. My laptop is not working correctly. I ended up having to confiscate Carol's laptop to get everything going. So we're
running behind. Now, I have a couple more questions.
All right, go ahead.
Ron, what kind of car do you drive?
What do you drive to go to? Yeah, to go see all these food places and taste all their food and stuff. Which car are you driving?
Well, that's a good one, I guess. I have two vehicles. I have a truck, a Dodge Ram truck, and
Mopar guys would like to hear that. We got a lot in the Mopar community that watches us.
Dodge. I've had it. It's a 04, and I've had it since 05. So
wow, that's great.
Before that, I had a Jeep Cherokee, the old square body, and so I drive that, and then I have a little Nissan that I drive back and forth to work. So I mean, honestly, I use both of them, and then sometimes we're in the wife's van. You know, it's no particular order.
Okay. Now, what was the messiest food you ever ate in your vehicle?
In my vehicle? I do eat my vehicle a lot, especially when the weather is nice. I like to grab something for lunch and come back, and I like to roll the windows down and enjoy the weather. And I don't know, those I've done a few reviews on KFC, but I'm not a huge KFC fan. I'm really not a huge fast food fan, especially like the burger joints. You know, I will eat it like Steak and Shake, stuff like that. So hamburgers are pretty messy. But KFC had these Nashville hot chicken tenders, and they had like this oily sauce on them, and that was, I mean, those things are pretty messy. Other than that, probably be a chili cheeseburger.
Ooh, a chili cheeseburger.
Hello, Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure. Welcome to the
We haven't seen you in a long time.
Good to see you again.
No, I don't see the people popping in. Is that normal?
Yeah, there's people coming in.
I can't see them on here, so just tell them all I said hey.
All right. You just
They can hear you. They can hear you. Camaro Time is here. He's got a really good Camaro channel in North Carolina, so he's a little bit north of you.
Z Outlaw SS.
He's here, yeah. He comes up here to the mountains and cruises through the mountains quite a bit and films it and shows it on his channel.
Now we gotta ask him what his favorite Southern food is.
Follow me and I'll follow them back.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
I can't see them. That's why I say that.
Well, Z Outlaw SS, y'all would like to follow each other and everything, because like we're going to start doing we can see Fort Mountain State Park from our living room window right now. We're that close to the mountains, and you're close to the other side. Or what is it, South Carolina?
Yeah, I'm closer to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, you are? Okay, I'm sorry. So you're close to Charlotte, North Carolina. So you're up there close to Camaro time. Okay, Charlotte. Okay, I'm sorry. But Camaro time, it can get to the mountains. But he's mostly, I think, in the lowlands. But he is in the Carolinas. And Z Outlaw's got some good stuff.
Okay, sweetheart, we got limited time with our guest, and we need to find out a lot of stuff.
All right. So we know you're not usually hitting fast food restaurants. You're usually hitting really good sit-down restaurants in the mountains and stuff. Can you tell us about some of those restaurants?
What's your favorite?
Well, you know, when I started my channel, I originally wanted to start it for that purpose of finding like the little back hole restaurants. I've since, you know, expanded it to include, you know, like recipes. I do food reviews, product reviews. Everything is not all Southern. That's probably like the biggest portion of it. But I like the Boone area. There's some really good restaurants in Boone, and believe it or not, Waynesville, North Carolina, has some really good restaurants in it. And I tell a lot of people, when I tell people about Waynesville, I tell them it reminds me of like a mini Asheville. There's a lot of farm-to-table restaurants there. There's a couple good barbecue places there. There's a good family-style restaurant there called Clyde's. So, and we like Maggie Valley too. Maggie Valley is just only, you know, Maggie Valley and Waynesville kind of border each other.
But I can only find one, and I've got to have it in the wrong one because I can hear.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear him at all now.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. Did you hear anything I was saying?
Just the first part.
So I was saying that I like visiting Boone, North Carolina. It's, you know, there's some nice restaurants up there. You have the Daniel Boone Inn, which is kind of like a family style restaurant, and there's another restaurant there called what's the name of that thing? It's called Sunny Rocks. It's a breakfast. I love breakfast. Breakfast is probably my favorite meal, but it's called Sunny Rocks. And then we like Waynesville and Maggie Valley area a lot too. And what I was saying was that Waynesville is, I tell people Waynesville is similar to like a very small Asheville. Have you ever been to downtown Asheville and have like a lot of eclectic restaurants, farm to table stuff? Waynesville's like that. They have some good barbecue restaurants. There's a good family-style restaurant there called Clyde's. And there's one there called the Sweet Onion. And there's another one called It's called Frog's Leap Republic House, or Public House. It's a farm-to-table type restaurant. Very good. Then they have another one there called the Chef's Table.
A few minutes away from Charlotte.
Well, if you looked at Charlotte, then you have Fort Mill, and then Rock Hill is where I'm from, and then I grew up in the town just below that, and I now live over there to the side of it. So I'm probably about 45 minutes from Charlotte. But when you look at the map, I'm kind of below it, so it's just easier to tell people. I mean, if you tell people I'm in the upstate, which I'm in the upstate, but I'm in the central upstate, you see what I mean? And most people, when you tell them upstate South Carolina, they're thinking about, you know, like up there around Travelers Rest or Greenville or something like that. But I'm in the central Piedmont, the upper portion of it.
And Camaro Time also mentioned Butts on the Creek restaurant.
Oh yeah, that's a good restaurant. That's in Maggie Valley. And my all-time favorite restaurant of any breakfast restaurant is called Joyce Pancake House in Maggie Valley. But it was in business for 55 years, and it went for about 10 or 15 more years, and then she sold it. and or actually she closed it and it recently reopened, and we just went up there this last Sunday and ate up there again. It was just about as good as it used to be.
Yeah, there used to be a place in Maggie Valley that had a lot of it was like a theme park.
Yeah, Ghost Town.
They had a lot of rides and stuff.
Ghost Town shut down, and then it reopened back up for like a year, and then it shut down again. And they just announced somebody come and bought the park, and they're actually renovating it as we speak, and they're going to open it up sometime this summer for like a preview, and then it'll be open full time next year. Is what I've been told.
Oh, good.
Wow, well, you heard it first right here.
Yeah.
On Insane Friends.
Now, I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite all-time Southern dish?
Do I have to pick one?
Yeah, just one.
All-time favorite. Well, if I had to pick one, if it was something that I had to have,
it has to be something you can get at one of the reviews.
I mean, I love my.
That way you'll have an excuse to mention the restaurant that does it best.
What's that?
That way you'll have an excuse to mention the restaurant that does it best.
Yeah, with Joyce Pancake House, they had the best grits. So it wasn't quite as good as they used to.
That is a very important part of Southern cuisine.
Yeah, it's very important where you get grits too, because grits have to be done right.
Yeah, I haven't found any like my grits. I mean, I make grits here at home, and I'll do grits, hash browns, scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, homemade biscuit, and gravy, and make a big old breakfast. And I just can't find the grits the way I like them.
It's hard to. I mean, most restaurants, and I don't know how y'all like them, but I like mine thick. I tell people I don't like them scattering like cockroaches on the plate. I want them to stay in place, you know? And I like them thick and creamy. And the way I cook mine, I actually have a how-to video on how I cook mine. And if you cook them the way I cook them, you can make them creamy without adding any creamer, or a lot of people add half and half to it. Yeah, a lot of especially with stone ground grits, a lot of your if you went to a lot of restaurants, they would cook them in chicken broth, and then they would add some half and half at the end to make it real creamy.
Now, the people in our chat are building some really good grits here. Z Outlaw SS says, "Oh yeah, grits are delicious, especially with eggs in them." And I would have to agree. If you got the eggs just right and the grits just right, that can be great. And then Camaro Time says grits with bacon. So
yeah, you have to have a little bit of bacon grease. We're
building a good dish here.
You need to have a little bit of bacon grease from them grits.
I had that tonight for supper. That's what we had: grits, eggs, and bacon. And I put my bacon. It was so crunchy. I crunched it up in there and mixed it in with my grits.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
That's awesome.
We have breakfast for supper at least probably once a week or every 2 weeks.
Later Reese's Mill, thank you for coming. Make sure you support Ronnie at Southern Food Junkies. He will support you back.
And you'll find a lot of good recipes.
Oh, yeah. Camaro Time says, that's what I do. I'm talking about coming up with good dishes. Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's breaking up again. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
It just lagged a little bit there for a second, but you weren't gone.
Okay.
So
Now,
what did you say the name of the place was that makes the best grits up there?
It was Joy's Pancake House, but like I said, they switched owners, and the people kept the same menu, but I don't think their grits is quite as good as the people were that had them before. There's another one, a little restaurant in Monroe, North Carolina, which is kind of, I think it's just east of Charlotte, and it's called the Little Kitchen, and they have really good grits and breakfast. One more food that I would have to have some barbecue too, if I was on the island.
I'm thinking if I was stuck and I couldn't get anything else in the whole wide world, it would have to be some barbecued ribs.
Yep.
Yep. I think that would be the one thing.
What about putting the barbecue on top of the grits?
That would work too.
Yeah, I could do
Y'all
that.
can go ahead and do that.
And a little bit of hash brown to the side.
Yep, and put some mustard sauce on top of it.
Yeah, we got it.
Y'all go ahead and do that. I'd have my barbecue separate from my grits.
Well, they have
We'd have to have some turnip greens, or we'd have to have turnip mustard greens too.
Oh yeah.
And a big old slab of cornbread to sop it all up with.
I like all greens, but I think my favorite would be collard greens. And those are hard to find too, cooked right.
I like to mix my greens.
I like mixed greens too.
I'll either do collards with turnip or turnip with mustard. And a big old slab of that fat back in it.
Mm.
And some cornbread, some chitlin cornbread. Crackling cornbread.
I like crackling.
Yep.
I never had chitlins though.
Camaro Time says poke salad's pretty good.
It is.
That's
It
I've
is.
never tried.
But that you have to cook right. You have to cook it, rinse it, cook it, rinse it, or it's poison.
Yep, I've always heard.
Yeah, I haven't never.
Now my dad used to eat that a lot growing up, but I've never actually had it. And
my grandpa, he went out and got some poke salad one day. He cooked some pinto beans with some pig ear and some cornbread.
See how all this says we're making him hungry. See, you're doing a great job, Ronnie. You're making him hungry.
See, that's where you know you're a success, when you start making people's mouth water.
Now, do you have some favorite restaurants of the ones that you've reviewed? Like a top 3 or a top 5 or anything like that?
There's a barbecue restaurant, and right now, I always, my favorite barbecue place, it always changes as you try new places. But right now, my favorite one that I've tried so far is called Woodlands Barbecue, and it's in Boone, North Carolina. And you can eat that meat. You don't have to have any sauce on it. You can just eat the meat just by itself, and it's so delicious. And there was a place in Chimney Rock, North Carolina. This was probably about 12 or 13 years ago, and it was the same way. It was really good. But the next time I come through there, I couldn't find it, and everybody that I talked to said that it had burnt down, and they just cleared it. But it was a huge log cabin, and I couldn't. It was crazy. I thought I was going crazy because I kept looking for it. I was like, I know it was right here, and it was an empty lot there. I mean, this was a big old huge place, but they said it burnt down and they didn't build it back. So, but I say that there's a restaurant in Fort Lawn, South Carolina, where I grew up, and it's called the Wagon Wheel, and I love that place. It's Southern cooking, but it's Greek owners, and I don't know if it's like this. I guess y'all from Chattanooga, right? Y'all still there?
No, if I'm from anywhere at all other than I was an Air Force brat, so
okay.
I was all over. My mom's from Atlanta and my dad's from the Dalton area, and when we quit living on bases, we were in Atlanta, and she and I met in Atlanta when we were teenagers.
Okay.
And then, but I own property in Chattanooga where I ran a business for around 17 years while she was in Peru running an airline. And then we were able to reconnect when we got done with all that. We had to go out there and make our fortune and come back.
Well, I mean, this is very prominent throughout the South. There's a lot of Greek owners. There's a lot of Greek diners throughout the South. Atlanta, Georgia, all in Atlanta, Charlotte, South Carolina. And I'm telling you, they can cook, and they use they kind of fuse the two. The Greek cuisine with the Southern cuisine, and they're really good at it. And the one here, they have these steak tips, and they marinate them in like this Greek style seasoning. And I'm telling you, they melt in your mouth. The steak tips are so good. But pretty much everything that they cook there, I've tried just about everything on the menu. And because I lived in that town for 30 years, and I've tried so much on that menu, and it is so good. So that would probably be in my top 3 too. And let's see where else. There's a nice little restaurant in Pigeon Forge that I like to eat at. It's a burger restaurant called the Blue Moose, and we always eat there. It's kind of a local place, but it's on the Parkway, and it's burgers and wings, and they have a lot of like eclectic style burgers. And I say I would tie that with. There's another restaurant in Myrtle Beach called the River City Cafe, and it's pretty similar. I say they're a close tie right there. So those are 4 good restaurants right there that I like.
How far is the longest place, the longest distance you've driven to
do a video of a restaurant?
A lot of times, the ones far off, I kind of, I guess Pigeon Forge would be, but I kind of those right there, I kind of do around my yearly vacation. Like if we went to Myrtle Beach and hit places along the way, and Pigeon Forge. But I've been a good bit of the South, but that was before I actually had a YouTube video. So those are areas I gotta hit Georgia and Florida again and cover some restaurants there. I've done a good bit in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Pigeon Forge.
But
that's
what was the longest you've driven to actually make a video? The one you decided, I'm going to go to this restaurant and I'm going to do a review. How far away was it? The furthest?
Just to make a video, I really hadn't driven that far. Maybe an hour, maybe hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
That's about it.
Fair enough.
I need to start doing that, and hopefully pretty soon I'll start doing that more. I want to start doing some more recipes too.
We kind of stick to between Chattanooga and Atlanta for our car shows and cruise ins and filming of the cars and stuff. And we've only once gone outside. I used to take stuff and I'd go further, but I wasn't filming anything like you. I'm on YouTube at that time. I think the first we've done since we started really being serious about filming was with the Birmingham, Alabama World of Wheels when we were filming down there, which was what, a little over 3 hours. But the funny thing is that to us than Birmingham going and filming up there, filming cars up there, and kind of in your neighborhood where you're filming the restaurants, was actually about the same amount of time for us to drive up there because it takes longer.
Yeah.
Is this working right?
It's breaking up really bad on my end.
Yeah, so the you know, it's not really so much how far you go, but the quality of the place and the quality of the video and the people there. We're trying to add more people, more of the people that own the cars, talking a little bit about the cars and stuff like that to try to make it a little bit more interesting. That's one of the hardest things to do. Do you ever get to include any of the people in your videos, waitresses or the owners or anybody like that yet?
I have a few times. At one time, I had thought that I was going to start contacting the owners and setting up something with them so they know I'm coming. But I did that a few times, but it's just hard to do that with my schedule and their schedule. And really, I think it feels more authentic and honest if they don't know I'm coming, you know. And I just pop in there and my thing is I'm an honest person, and I'm not gonna say something's good if I don't like it. Same thing. I have companies send me products. I'm not gonna say I like something if I don't like it. So if I didn't like something, honestly, I probably just wouldn't make the video, you know. Or I would, you know, if I filmed it and then I decided I didn't like it. I mean, I don't want to bash nobody and really hurt their business, you know. But I don't want to promote something that I think.
So you find it easier to just give an honest review if you don't contact the owners first.
Exactly.
Plus, the scheduling is easier too.
Yeah, and I just kind of slip in there unnoticed, and you know, the ones in the restaurants I just do with my phone and slip in there unnoticed, you know.
Welcome to the chat, Uzo Lou and Remy Moore. It's great to have you here. Camaro Time and SaneAuto SS are here too.
I gotta go let the big dog out.
Oh, the wolf dog is about to eat us. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we found kind of the same thing with it. It's just so much. That's why, even though we've done it a few times and we try to do it, it's so much easier to just go film the cars and film everything and do everything. And then if we can talk to somebody, we do talk to somebody. But we've run into the same kind of problems you have with the trying to schedule it and trying to get with the people to make sure that we get an interview and stuff like that. It can just make it immensely more difficult.
Yeah. And I thought I've had some restaurants contact me too. And those are ones I'm gonna get to. It's like I said, it's hard, you know, when you have a family and you gotta, you know, I try to include my family in this too sometimes, but you know, there's things you have to do with your family, so it limits your time. And I try to keep a schedule of doing one video a week, and by adding the food products and the recipes in there, it kind of lets me offset that when I don't have time to go somewhere and do a restaurant review. But
right, and what you said about the you know, being able to do an honest review makes a lot of sense too, because then if you're not set up with them and you didn't meet with them beforehand and you decide you don't like the food or something, then you can, like you said, just not make a video.
Yeah.
And then you're not put in an uncomfortable position. You can be nicer about or not at all, which is another very Southern thing.
You know, there's been times like I went to a barbecue restaurant a few weeks ago that was in Valentine, which is kind of like a corridor city to Charlotte, and it had rave reviews online. A lot of food bloggers had talked about how good it was, and I went there, and like the first bite or two, I was like, wow, this is pretty good. But the more I ate it, the worse it started tasting to me, and it got to where I couldn't even finish it. And I got collard greens, and they wasn't cooked good. They wasn't cooked down. They were still real tough. You know, they didn't have no flavor to them. They tasted like they just had hot water on them, and they had onions in it. And you know, so I put that on Instagram, and you know, Instagram is probably my favorite social media. You know, when it comes to like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, I like Instagram the best, and I'm really active on it. But I put on there, and I didn't tag them, but I did the hashtag, and they picked up on it, and they's like, well, I appreciate, you know, I didn't bash them. I did like their sauces, but I couldn't tell. I had done mixed the meat and the sauce. Normally I taste the meat first, and I had done mixed the two and didn't taste them separately, so I didn't know if it was really the sauce that was giving me that unwelcome flavor, or if it was the meat. It was it was really heavy in smoke. And I don't like barbecue that's real, you know, they don't have no smoke flavor, but I don't like it, you know, so smoky that that's all you taste. You know, you want that meat flavor to come through. So I put it on there, and they responded back, you know, in a positive way, but I didn't do it in a way that I was bashing them either. You know, I didn't say, you know, I don't like it, you shouldn't go there, blah, blah, blah. You know, I was like, you know, everybody's taste bud's different. Just because I like it don't mean everybody's gonna like it, you know. I like a lot of things. That's kind of how my story is. You know, when I grew up, I didn't go much. You know, we went to the beach in South Carolina and to the mountains, you know, a few times here and there, but we didn't have much money. We didn't travel much. And what my mom cooks pretty much what I ate. You know, I didn't have much ethnic food. You know, Chinese food, Japanese, Mexican. I had never tried any of that when I was a kid, and probably not until I was 18 or 19 until I started experiencing that kind of, you know, different types of food. And that's kind of what my, you know, my channel is about too, is it's experiencing other things outside of my comfort zone per se, you know.
The baby wants you, and you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the chat, Gregory Moore. I'm Gregory Salvatore. Gregory Salvatore's here. Camaro Time, Uzo Lou's here. Remy Moore's here.
I go put baby in because it's thunder and lightning.
Okay. Yeah, she's got to go rescue the little dog. Get blown away.
I think Remy Moore's from my area also.
Camaro Time says his favorite food is a good old cut of steak with spaghetti on the side and a good salad with sweet tea. And call him done.
I've never had steak and spaghetti together, but I guess that could work. That's like my mother-in-law. They have spaghetti and they have slaw with it, and I think that's the oddest combination. I give her a hard time about it all the time too. They have a few weird things that they make.
Say hello, everybody. Hello. Yeah.
In the storm. So you ever get time saying you like the food but the family doesn't?
No, I think most of the time we all agree. You know, the kids are pickier. You know, I try to make my kids eat, try everything. Well, like this afternoon, you know, I like green olives, so I was getting them. I keep making them try it over and over. So my oldest daughter, she used to didn't like them, but tonight she's like, "Ooh, I like these." And then my youngest daughter and son, they didn't like them. So most of the time, you know, me and my wife, we usually like pretty much the same things, you know. You know, most of the time if I think it's bad, you know, she probably thinks it's not same, you know, same for both of us.
Well, this one has always been hard to get to eat new things.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Now, I like trying new things.
For kids. When I first started cooking for him when he was 17, 18, 17.
Yeah, it's 16 or 17.
Okay,
it sure wasn't 18. It was younger than that for sure.
I started cooking for him about then. The only thing I could get him to eat was macaroni and cheese.
I used to tear that stuff up.
I'd eat meat though, but I like my meat plain with nothing on it.
Yeah, not even salt. Okay. Well, what I had to do is
I killed it.
I had to start making him. I added to his macaroni and cheese. That was a crime. He was mad, but then when he ate it, he says, that's good. And I had to keep adding to cheese little by little until I finally got him eating macaroni and cheese with broccoli, cauliflower, mushrooms, and tuna fish.
So you got him to spread
and all of that was just mixed in with the tuna fish and the macaroni and cheese. Now it's his favorite macaroni and cheese.
You made Tuna Helper before it was popular.
Yep, I sure did.
Yeah, she sure did.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to jump off in here. If that's all right.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to tell the audience about what's coming up on your channel
before you go
in the next week or so? Here you go.
I got 2 food reviews coming up. I've already got them videoed. I just got to edit them, and I have I do vlogs of our trip too. I have vlogs on my video too, but they're not like everyday vlogs like some people do. I might do them once a month, once every couple months. But a lot of times when I go on vacation, I'll do them. So I do have some. Right now I got them broken up into 3 parts, and they're still pretty long, so I may break them up again. One of them's like almost 30 minutes long, so I got to get it. I hadn't edited it yet, so that'll trim out some of it, but I got to get it broke down a little bit more so it's not quite so long. But some people like the series videos and some people don't, you know. The ones that I've done in the past, the first video usually does pretty good, and then each one after that does a little bit less. So, but I put those on there not just for the followers, but so I can, you know, they're like my family videos too. I can look back on them in the future, and we as a family sometimes watch them to, you know, relive those memories or whatever. So that's what I got coming up. And like I said, it's 2 restaurant reviews. One of them is a little unfavorable. It's not like I want to go back to the restaurant and try something again and see if I like it better than this. But you know, you asked me about my wife. Now my wife did like hers. She liked hers a lot better than I did mine at this place. So it's actually a franchise restaurant. So be on the lookout for those.
Hey, Ken from Easy Tips and Tricks is here. Welcome to the chat. And Remy Moore said that he's ate at the Wagon Wheel and it's great.
Yep. Yeah, he's from my area. Me and him are friends too.
Awesome. Remy Moore is great.
I think he's actually
an awesome
from the area
guy.
I live in now, but he lives in a different area.
Mm-hmm. He's got a great channel too. Anybody that hasn't checked him out yet, and it really needs to.
Yeah,
makes some great music and stuff too.
He's real nice guy too.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
Okay, well, go because you said you had.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The kids.
Yeah, they about to come.
Not a problem.
No, it's not a problem at all. We've enjoyed having you, and we'll have you back when we can get rid of these technical difficulties. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be getting a new computer.
I would love to join you. I really enjoyed talking to y'all. Y'all nice people.
Oh, thank
you. Thank you. You are too. Yeah, and that's why I was trying to. I don't know if I said it right, but that's one of the things that I was trying to point out about it's a Southern thing, where you were talking about not meeting with the not just because of the scheduling problems, but so that you can be more honest about the food and stuff. And some places, if it's too bad, you just don't do a review.
Yes.
You know, I noticed that here in the South that there's a lot of people like you and me and the other guys in the chat, that a lot seems to be a higher percentage of people that are like that are consider other people's feelings and have that, you know, attitude of the old saying of, if you don't have nothing good to say, just don't say anything.
Yes,
and so when you're doing it that way, you put yourself in a position where you don't have to say bad things about people. You can just concentrate on the positive and keep a positive outlook and talk positive about people and about positive
he's
people.
He's a very not going to keep on staying around as long as we let him.
Right.
Or as long as you're talking. So
well, we appreciate you being here. We are going to let you go, and we're going to chat with the guys in the chat for a while. And I hope you don't mind talking about you a little bit.
We'll see y'all next time.
All right. It was great having you.
Y'all too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, can y'all see us now?
We're having technical difficulties.
Wrestler Mania is here. Welcome to the chat. We have got a lot of great people here in the chat. I hope you can see us now. Our automatic switching back and forth between who was talking on the Google part of that just wasn't working. So we had it set to where you could see Ronnie. He was the guest of honor, and we wanted you to be able to find out about his channel, him and his channel, and what he was doing and everything. Hopefully you can see us now. And we have, man, I tell you, a bunch of great people here in the chat.
Read that.
We've got Camaro Time is here. Wrestler Mania is here. Easy Tips and Tricks, that's Ken from California, is here.
For you and what?
Okay. And you, Uzo Lou is here. Gregory Salvatore is here. And let's see, Remy Moore is here.
Z Outlaw.
Yeah, Z Outlaw SS. I know I was forgetting somebody. Yeah, we're all in great company.
Are you seeing us now, people?
Camaro Time, what kind of news have you got? I think you got to go to Florida for crocodile if you're going to be on the East Coast and get. And I think it's alligator.
Yeah,
there is a difference.
Alligator. Yeah, there ain't no crocs over here. We got the big mouth.
You got to go to Africa for crocodile. Alligator in it, and then lower Alabama and Florida.
Yeah, I've been chased by alligators.
Camaro Time got monetized. Woo!
Yay!
Woo! Finally, that's way overdue.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Let's get Camaro Time. Woo! And good for you, YouTube. It's about time. Woohoo!
Think that was ever gonna happen.
Woo! Awesome.
Bad YouTube.
You heard it right here on Insane Friends. That is great. Thanks for sharing with everybody. That just made my night.
Now we got that storm in here. Now.
Well, I was beginning to wonder myself. I mean, you sure had enough supporters, way beyond what they
wanted.
Yeah, and what they want is almost always now it's the new wanted. So.
And you're wow. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, geez.
Got a nice clean channel and everything. Well, I got a question for you guys. Can you see us? Because when I put it over here, all I see is...
Yeah, it still shows Ronnie. What I can do is I can, and then you can see if that changes. which it doesn't seem to have changed yet. But I don't know how much lag there is on that. You know, there might be comments here that we can't see yet either. Okay, Camaro Time's got 12,000 hours and almost 1,500 supporters. And he says, many thanks to you guys. Hey, thanks to you, Camaro Time, too, for being such a great supporter of all of the rest of us. And being an inspiration and doing such great work on your channel. Yeah, you definitely earned it. Been hammering away at those really good high quality videos.
Well,
and keeping it clean.
I am going to have to go and
family
take
friendly.
A study break.
Go hang out with Jack the trainer.
Yeah.
For life insurance.
Just a few minutes. I don't have much time.
Okay.
So.
All right, baby.
Love you.
You go.
Bye.
Learn some more money making stuff. Thank you too, Camaro Time. We really appreciate you and so many other people here in the chat. I mean, one thing I would have given up on long ago is these live casts. If y'all haven't been showing up, I mean, so many of you in the car community, the Insane community, and there's still a few of you that I met in the I Am a Creator community. But honestly, most of the extended family from the I Am a Creator community that's not in the car community has moved on because they stop, you know, pound it. I am a creator. I'm a creator. I'm a creator. Wonderful and great. But, you know, it's not the end all and big thing. And, you know, it's not the only subject we have here. We still like the cars and the people with the cars, them some too. And so I don't want to offend anybody in the I Am a Creator, because I am in the I Am a Creator, you know, but hey, you know, it has its place, and it's helped us out a great deal. It's helped a lot of you out a great deal. And it's wonderful for what it is, but it's not the only thing in the world. And some people might be disappointed if they come here and they think I'm going to do nothing but talk about I Am a Creator community, which I'm going to give it its due. And I still love the I Am a Creator community. I really appreciate everything it's done for us, but it's not going to be the only thing I talk about. That's what it takes to have 60 people in your chat. Then I'd rather have 8 or 10 great people in my chat than 60 fleeting people. I'm happy with the people we have here. Okay. Camaro Time's wifey give me the call for dinner. Guess what we're having? Steak. Woohoo! All right. If we have steak or red meat here, it's usually one night a week. And most of the rest of the time it's chicken, but it's good chicken. All right, so who all's got something new coming up on your channel this next week, or anything you want everybody to know about? Is anybody doing any lives next week that you'd like everybody to know about so we can all show up? You have any new videos coming out that you'd like everybody to know about? I'm working on something with the that I filmed at the Dalton, and it's got a Corvette in it, a nice Corvette. Camaro Time says he needs to start lives. Yeah, it does help. It especially with watch time. That's what it mostly helps out with. And it gives you the ability to help other people connect. But it's not going to make your subscribers go up much. It doesn't really help with our subscribership at all. As far as subscribership, I like doing the lives because it helps with you guys connecting and getting more subscribers. Because I know everybody here in the chat, if anybody new comes in, y'all will exchange support, and it's great for you guys to do that. And that is the community aspect of it. And that needs to be there. That's just as important as making good videos, is having a community and helping that community to grow. And Excalibur Media is here. Welcome to our chat. A lot of great people here at Excalibur Media. And I see that you already know Camaro Time and Uzo Lou, some of the greatest ones in the community. And we've got a lot of the great people of the great channels here. Gregory Salvatore is here. And Remy Moore is here. And I know I'm forgetting somebody. Feel free to comment. So Ken from Easy2 Tips and Tricks is here. So make sure you're connected with everybody, Excalibur. My father had a business in Atlanta for a little while for cleaning up cars and stuff, and he named it Excalibur. But yeah, I think you tried a live one time, didn't you, Camaro Time? Now, a lot of people on here right now, including Camaro Time and Uzo Lou, I'm not the only one that's got car show videos and stuff on here, because I know Camaro Time's got some good car show stuff on his channel from North Carolina. And in the Motor City, Detroit, Uzo Lou's got some good stuff from up there. And like I was saying earlier, Z Outlaw SS is in here, and he's got some good stuff from coming up here close to where we're at and in the mountains. And got a lot of good video of some of the places up here. And who else was it? Reese's Mill has been a little bit busy because of the summertime, and he does a lot of outdoor stuff, so he hasn't been able to put up a lot, but he's planning on putting some more stuff on his channel when the cold weather comes back. And I know Ken from Easy2 Tips and Tricks has got a lot of repair stuff. He does a lot of home repair work and stuff, including tile. If you need to know anything about that, there's some stuff. Oh, and Gregory Salvatore is here. And he does more live stuff than I do, and has a lot of guests on his lives. And it's a lot of car stuff, and he's got a Camaro V6 as well. And Remy Moore. And now Remy Moore has a lot of music. Does a lot of really good visual videos too with the music. And it's not just another music video stuff. His stuff is very unique. And I think I caught him doing a live the other day. So I don't know if he's going to be doing that, or maybe he'll let us know in the chat. I haven't seen Hazel Ure in here yet. I think she's probably over at Pusa Studios live. they had some trouble with somebody talking ugly about them to YouTube and got them flagged for a non-existent violation of terms of service, and they weren't able to live for a couple of days. They thought they were going to be without any live for 90 days, but luckily they got their live back today. So they got their Camaro time, got monetized today. So woo! Well, because it is a Camaro V6, and because my Camaro was a V6, and I liked it because of that. I liked it because when I had that fuel injected V6 in my Camaro, I got almost 30 miles to the gallon with that sucker. And I wished I hadn't let that thing go. Now I've got that Corvette, and it's nice and everything, but it's like a 350 V8. And so I don't drive it very much because I'm lucky if it gets 20. It don't get no 20. It gets like 17. So I drove this Camaro a lot more often. You get 17? Really? Is it supposed to get that? I would have thought it'd get a lot better than that. But of course, we got way different year models. Mine was an 86. Of course, it was pretty new when I had it in the early 90s. You know, I had a V6 Mazda B4000, which is the same as a Ford Ranger pickup, for quite a while, and it was a really new one at the time. It was a 99, and it was probably 2002 or 2003 when I had it. And it had a V6 in it, 4-liter V6, but which is quite a bit bigger than the 2.8 liter I had in my Camaro. But it got like 16, even on the freeway. And it was running right, and no matter what I did to it. And so I started doing some research and found out that all the other ones were getting the same mileage. I ended up selling the thing, getting a bigger truck, because it was like 14. The point in having the small truck like that when I was only going to get 16. Okay, so Gregory Salvatore says no, but he works 8 miles away, so it's not long trips. On the long trips, you get 26. Okay, I see. So it's not just the car; it's the stop and go on these short trips. It probably hardly even gets warmed up. Yeah, 26 on the freeway. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And you probably got a bigger V6 than what I had in mine anyway, because mine was just the 2.8 V6. I know I had a S10 at some point after that that had the 4.8 liter V6 in it, and that was a big V6. And I ended up putting a tunnel ram on it and a 4-barrel, and did a bunch of other stuff to it, and also painted it all red. And I put the aftermarket side marker lights and tail lights and headlights and everything in it, and it was nice. But I didn't take hardly any pictures of it. This is one of the reasons that the thought of that truck is one of the reasons that motivated me to start taking so much videos of not only my vehicles, but other people's vehicles. Because when I sold that truck after doing all that work to it and all those mods to it, the guy was just incredibly happy to find that truck. And he was so happy with it and so ecstatic about it. You know, after person passed it up and said it was too much money or whatever, this guy, he found it. It was like his dream truck. And I knew I'd done a good job fixing that truck up when he found it. And he was loving it. And 6 months later, He called me and he was almost in tears. Somebody had hit the truck and totaled it, and it was gone. And he didn't think to take a lot of pictures of it either, because he didn't think something was going to happen that soon. And so it's just gone, and there's no pictures, no video, no nothing of it. So I try not to make that mistake again with anything I build or have, or anything everybody else around me has, to try to get as many of these things on film and in pictures as possible. Yeah, that's understandable. 26, if you set the cruise and just go. I use cruise control a lot myself on just about everything. I use it to keep me from getting speeding tickets. But yeah, if you play with it, yeah, you can drop your gas mileage quick. Okay. Remy Moore says he doesn't really plan the lives. He just likes to do them when the mood hits. I would prefer doing that too. I think it's nice. I did a few of those on the Sane Enterprises channel like that. I'd like to go back to doing a few of those on the Sane Enterprises channel. And I'd love to do some more just impromptu, unplanned lives on the Sane Enterprises channel. And I've tried to get to doing a few of them last week, and I was just so busy. Well, and some of it was really lucky, and some of it was a really good problem that I was busy, because some of the times that I was going to go live, some parts sold, and I needed to box up the parts and ship them, which is quite a bit more money than YouTube and everything. So that's a good problem. And luckily, I've got a couple of things that sold while we were on live here now that I'm going to get to box up and have ready, and I'll take them to ship in the morning. So, which is great, you know. Yeah, I see. I hear you loud and clear, Remy Moore. You got to use that cruise to keep that lead foot out of the equation. I mean, and especially around here in the foothills, we've got all these narrow, long, windy things, and when you use roads a few times, you get to where you're kind of like a video game, one of those racing video games where you start getting faster and faster and faster. But it's real life. You don't need to be doing that. But your subconscious mind will. Next thing you know, you'll be going 60, 70 miles an hour in a 35 or a 45, and one little slip up, and it's going to be a head-on collision. Gregory Salvatore says WAZE to keep away from speeding tickets. I don't know what that is. Is that an app? Remy Moore says Waze is handy and traffic accidents. I use it a lot too. Yep, I'm not up to date on everything. Yeah, Waze app. Okay. My phone is gotten pretty old, and it's gotten to the point where I can only have a few apps on here, and there's at least 3 more apps I'd really like to have on my phone, and I just can't fit them on here. But I've got some other tools and stuff that are a priority, that are on my, what I call the freedom list. It's not a wish list, it's a freedom list, because it's mostly tools and equipment and things that would either make money or save money, or help me with the things that make money or save money and free me up to do other things. And one of them is getting a newer, more modern phone, so that I can have some of these other apps and use them. But it's pretty much full of my selling parts stores right now. The stores like the where I sell the parts, and the Facebook, and the YouTube, of course, and that kind of stuff. And you know, there's more than that on there. I don't remember what they are, but they're all very essential apps, and it just won't take anymore. Okay, Gregory Salvatore says, imagine Google Maps with notifications for cops and accidents. Oh, I had that for a little while at one point. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I actually had that app for a while, and I used it for a little while. It's been about a year ago since the last time I used it. Yeah, we were doing a lot. I think Mom was having some trouble or something, and Dad was too at the same time. And so we were going back and forth to Atlanta to Mom's place and taking her back and forth to the hospital down there. And when we weren't doing that, we were going once or twice a week to Nashville to take Dad to the VA hospital up there. And so I was back and forth freeway a lot, and I was using that Waze app to see where everybody was at and accidents and stuff like that. I think the accident thing was just as helpful, because sometimes if you know far enough ahead of time, you can do a detour and get around some of the traffic. Yeah, that stuff is expensive. Tickets are really expensive, not just for what you have to pay for the ticket, but what it'll do to your insurance if you get enough points. And it wasn't from, like I said, I've been very successful at using the cruise control to keep me from doing that. I was autopilot right through a red light, and there was blue lights almost immediately within a block. But I'd rather it be that than be T-boned. Luckily, I was not on the Harley or anything like that, so. Oh, there's been a lot of chat went by that I haven't seen. My chat's been lagging or something. Okay, there we go. Okay, earlier, Ken with Easy 2 Tips and Tricks said that he may be doing a live fishing video on Saturday. See if I can't drop in on you then on Saturday during your live fishing. And I'm going to be looking more often to see if you go on there live. Dumpling, it's nice to see you in the chat. We had a really interesting guest on here tonight, but you know, he could only stay until I think it was 9, or no, it was 8 or 8:30, somewhere between 8 and 8:30, and we've just been having a chat here with the chat ever since. You know, getting an idea of what's going on with everybody's channels and stuff. Camaro Time got monetized. They finally reviewed his channel and monetized him. And He's had the requirements for quite some time now, very long time. And YouTube just took a long time to get around to him. But he's monetized now. So Little Dumpling, I'll ask you the same thing that I asked the other people in chat. Do you have anything coming up on your channel anytime soon? Like over the next week or something? Any videos coming up or any lives that you're going to do? And Camaro Time, Remy Moore wants to know, how long did your review process take? So Little Dumpling, Remy Moore's here, Camaro Time's here, Gregory Salvatore is here. Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventures dropped in with us for a little while. You know, very much for a long time, but he's going to get back into putting more stuff up after the summer's over. There's quite a few other people in here. I need to look here and see. Ken from Easy 2 Tips and Tricks is here. He said he's going to do a live Saturday. He's going on a fishing trip. Uzo Lou is here. And our guest was Southern Food Junkie. He goes around to a lot of the restaurants in North Carolina, mostly in North Carolina in the mountains. He goes up in the mountains. Z Outlaw SS is here, who also goes up in the mountains. And I know he's done at least one food review at a restaurant up there. But I don't know if he has been in a lot of other attractions in the mountains. Over here in the southern tip of the Appalachian Mountains, here where we're at. And Camaro Time beat you all to the chat. He was first in chat. And I do apologize again for being late. We were having some serious technical difficulties. I am on Carol's computer. She was good enough to loan it to me because my laptop is just not cooperating tonight. So we had to start from scratch because I've never even been on YouTube on hers before. I had to enter all the passwords in and everything. And instead of 7:30, we didn't get started till like 8. With a broken down car. What kind of car have you got? Okay, Gregory Salvatore's having to head out. Said it's a great stream. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. And you have a great night too. He says, everyone have a great night. And I see why Bub's a Vacation is not here right now. He's having his own live on his channel. So when we do end here, because I'm running out of things to say, Little Dumpling's got a 97 LeSabre What kind of problems you having with that 97 LeSabre? Is it got the 3.8 liter V6 in it? DSW Joyride Productions, welcome to the chat. Glad I stayed a little bit longer. I would have missed you, brother. We had a really good interview with Southern Food Junkie. He was telling us all about the restaurants and stuff that he does reviews for and where he goes. And we even got out of him what kind of vehicles he uses to go do these restaurant reviews. And found out that he's right there in the town where Remy Moore used to live, and they know each other, and goes to some of the same places that at least one of the same restaurants that Camaro Time's been to, and so it was a good show. We're glad we had him on here. Well, thank you for stopping in and showing some support. We're glad to have you here and glad to see you. Camaro Time's also here. Gregory Salvatore was just leaving. He's been here the whole time. He's put up with me for a long time. The Uzo Lou is here. Little Dumpling's here. And Remy Moore's here. Camaro Time. Z Outlaw SS. A whole bunch of other great channels are here. But I know some other people are having lives tonight too. Oh, you got guests over. Wow, well, I appreciate you managing to get here through all that. Great. Let's see. Ken from Easy 2 Tips and Tricks is here too. Excalibur Media stopped in. And Uzo Lewis here. Oh, I mentioned, sorry. So the 97 LeSabre stopped running and fuel is coming. Of the fuel pump. Well, the fuel pump should be in the tank. Now there is a round thing on the fuel rail that's a fuel regulator near where the above where the transmission bolts up, above the transmission bell housing, quite a bit above it. But it's on that side, and you'll have the throttle body right there. And as a matter of fact, if you bolt the fuel right there, you'll need to be careful not to break the plastic on where the throttle cable goes to the throttle body. But I've seen them leak, and it shoot out the top of that fuel regulator. So you might try that if that's what it is. But I hope you get it figured out. All right, guys. Well, anybody got any last words about what's going on your channel, or any last minute announcements before I go? Okay, well, in conclusion, we really appreciate y'all guys being here. We really appreciate everybody in the car community and the Mopar community, the hashtag Insanefriends, the Sane community, the I Am a Creator community, and we have, I'm not sure what we're going to do Wednesday on Independence Day. And well, thank you very much, Remy Moore. I appreciate you saying that. It was a great show. Anybody here that would like to be on the show, we probably schedule it for somewhere in July, the 11th, 18th, or 25th. I'm talking to a couple of people about being on one of those days, but they're not sure about which day until it gets a little bit closer. So I'm sure you know how that is. Most of them have kids and jobs. So hopefully we'll have some more great guests like we've had in the past. Everybody we've had on here has been just absolutely great. As a matter of fact, if we don't fill up every slot in July, maybe we'll get a chance to revisit a couple of the people that we've already had on here. And in the meantime, we will still be here Sunday at 2:30 with we'll go over the calendar of events. We probably have a better idea of who's going to be on the Insane Friends on Wednesday night, and we will have more news about y'all's channels. So I'll be looking at your channels and checking out the videos that you've got. And if y'all want to drop me any kind of private message or anything between now and Sunday, you want me to announce anything that's going on your channels, then go ahead and send me a private message in either Facebook or Twitter. But I will tell you that I'm more likely to get it if it's a Facebook message than I am Twitter, because I don't check the Twitter as often as I do Facebook. And I haven't figured out how to get the Facebook notifies me on my phone, but Twitter does not. And I don't know how to correct that. In the meantime, since I'm closing down my live, I do know if you want to go to another live and connect with people and stuff, Bubsification is live right now. And I think Pusa Studios is still live right now. So you can check either one of those and tell them that Victor at SaneAuto said hello. And till the next video, get off the couch and get dirty.